Do, re, mi, fa, so, so, serving. Cunt. Da, 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 da. Okay. Welcome back, everyone.
You started that way? Because you started that way, you need to see the look on my face when I was listening to the song. I'm like at work, just listening to music as I'm like working. And I get to that line and I stop what I'm doing. I back away from the computer and I go, she really did that. She really did that. And the girl who sits 2 seats down from me in my office is like, what are you like? What happened? I'm like, I can't explain it to you because in English, it's too vulgar for the workplace.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And she was like, what? And I couldn't give her hints because English is not her first language. And she's only been in the United States for like not long enough to know, like to understand nuances like that. And I'm just like,
I mean, good thing it's a Maltese word.
I mean,
good
sing.
Thing it's a Maltese word.
It's like I believe it's a verb, like to sing.
Mm-hmm.
And she does sing on that song.
She does. She does sing.
She gives vocals good. But we'll talk more about Malta later. Welcome to the Eurovision Fam weekly live stream.
Welcome.
The way you wave. It is I, Lili Lovesstuff, once again joined by
Short KKSC, aka Jordan.
Since you guys are already here, go ahead and hit like to give us that little algorithmic boost. I didn't know what to call the stream today, so
it's pretty jam-packed. We'll come up with a title later. It's fun. It's fun.
There's a lot happening. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. I need to like slick this back a little better. But anyways, yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. There weren't any site articles, so we're going to kick things off with, I guess, Finland. If you want to go ahead and go down the list of who we got.
You guys. So UMK is back. And if you don't know Uten Musiikin Kilpailu, it is one of the strongest, most sought-after national selections to attend to watch.
I love that you said the full name. Continue.
I actually took these last couple of years to study how to say it quickly, okay? So that is like an attestation to my effort to pronounce it. So you guys can get on my level soon and start pronouncing it just as well. So once again, you guys, we have 7 songs who are competing in UMK to represent Finland at Eurovision 2025 in Basel. The songs that we have, excuse me, are Nea River with Nightmares. This song has been released and it is able to be heard. Nelly Matula with Hita Min Hautan, which has also been released as of date and is ready to be heard. The rest of these 5 songs have not been released yet, but one of these, the next one I'm going to say, will be released later today, Kosti Sekaisi. And the following 4 are VV with Aina, One Morning Left with Puppy, Goldilocks singing Made Of, and Erika Wickman with the song Ich komme. All right. So we have a familiar name. We have one familiar name so far who's been in UMK before, as far as I understand. And I've seen a lot of talk about these songs. What's your take?
So I haven't touched the songs yet because it's like I want to wait until they're all released and kind of just go into all of them back to back like I would with any other national final. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. So I'm waiting on listening to the songs because of that reason.
Yeah, and that is also why I'm waiting to listen to the songs. It's because once you have the full catalog of them, then you can kind of compare and contrast and then try to figure out which one of these is going to be the most Eurovision competitive. So if anyone is new to the national final process, that is kind of how we attack it. We wait until they're all out so that we can compare. But with that said, Finland, they are kind of coming off of an interesting couple of years, these last few, because we had 21 in which they got 6th place, 22 they did right hand of the scoreboard, 23 they got 2nd, and in 24 they qualified, but they didn't do a ton well. They are trying a bunch of different angles, so the winners of UMK have not consistently been one type of thing. That's always great.
That's definitely a huge part of it. Also, like looking over this list, everyone on this list is a known entity within Finland. Like within the Eurovision fandom, of course, you've got Erica Vickman, who's well known. We all miss and think what could have been.
Chicholina.
Yeah.
That was one of the moments.
That was one of the moments. However, that didn't happen. And instead they sent someone who looks like my grandpa, but younger. I don't know what else to say. Axel just makes me think of my grandfather. And then the other thing is, like, One Morning Left is actually, again, a known entity. I've known who they are since like 2009, 2010,
Wow.
somewhere around there. So we're once again dealing with a band that, like, I know them. I guess there's just like a lot of Finnish metal. I mean, that's true. There's a lot of Finnish metal. But there's like, I'm kind of surprised to see a lot of Finnish metal bands from my youth still at it and trying to go to Eurovision. Hopefully Puppy is a better song than Jezebel.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, because wasn't the Rasmus, they kind of had this same path when we were in 22 leading on, because you recognize the Rasmus, you mentioned your relationship with a couple of their past songs, only to come to UMK with Jezebel.
I hated Jezebel. I still hate Jezebel.
It was not great. It was not great. Yeah.
That song is truly awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where we're going with these things. Also, the song's called Puppy. I don't know what to expect. Low-key, I'm hoping for puppy play themed. I feel like if any country would give us a puppy play song at Eurovision,
are you talking fursuit material?
No, I'm talking like explicit material, but like not explicit.
Okay, my mind went in the direction of fursuit for some reason. I don't know if I'm just attributing that to Finland at large, but that's where I was thinking.
I told you about the gay furry Phantom of the Opera that happened in Malta.
You told me about that, yes.
And I was obsessed with over the summer. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. No, I'm talking like Folsom Street Fair style puppy play. Is it gonna happen? Probably not, but I can still have a mild hope of it.
I mean, the Finns are not scared to have a little bit of that, like, dangerous fun. I mean, as familiar as I am, I'm going to stop there. I will stop there. What the hell are you talking about? I don't understand a single thing that you just said, okay? But anyways, with a title like Puppy, I do see how you're thinking in that direction, and it would be really exciting to see, because you don't often get this type of performance or sound at Eurovision. The last time that it like feasibly comes to mind for me is Hatari.
I mean, well, they're not industrial. They're more metal than industrial. I could be explaining things I'm not really explaining. But yeah, I mean, the last time we saw visually something like that, but they're not even like visually a band that has that aesthetic necessarily.
I prefer bands who don't lean into visual aesthetic, because typically when they do that and they're in a Eurovision selection, the song sucks.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think of what else to.
No, it's okay. I'm just preventing this kitten from trying to walk on my keyboard. So if you see my arms jostling around all weird, that's the reason why.
Okay. Oh, Timu's not in the band anymore.
Every Finnish group has like a Timu or something.
It's like the most common name in Finland, I think. Sorry. It's like, oh, well, they don't have a Timu anymore. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go to the next topic, which would be Eesti Laul Wildcard happened.
Yeah.
We now have our full lineup of what's happening in Estonia.
We sure do.
So we're going to take a theory across the water.
You guys, the wild card selection was pretty wild. Let me just say, we almost had Miss Laura back in the contest. We almost
crashing out online.
Well, I mean, we shouldn't laugh because she really. I mean, should we laugh because she did go to another country to get last place there and has consistently gotten like mid in her own country? But I mean, she keeps trying. Like, the effort is. I don't know if warranted is the term I want to use, but it's seen. We see the effort.
my thing is just it's the post online about how it's not fair. After you don't like, okay, here's my thing. I'm gonna say always stand up for yourself. But when you go posting online about how something isn't fair within a selection, it always comes off as childish.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how researched you are. It doesn't matter what you have to back it up. It is bad for your artistic image.
Yeah. Like you can go and you can talk about it behind the scenes and like submit a protest and say, oh yeah, you know, something with a number, you can like publicly say something with the number seems a bit off and then submit like say I'm submitting a protest to the broadcaster about this. I'm okay with that. But like releasing a whole long statement, it's just a bad look. I feel the same way about that guy who was like throwing a tantrum. What was it for during FIC? What was his name? I can't remember his name.
Oh, Ardit.
Yeah, that
Ardit
was like,
Cooney.
and then deleting it later. And it's like,
there are some things that need to be pushed past your management team or like pushed by your management team before you address concerns. But yeah, you were saying?
Yeah, I have issues with that. Like I said, you could say, oh, we're going to protest, like we're going to talk to the broadcaster because we think these results are bad,
but you didn't end up doing that per se. You went
that. Just the post online about it is a little, you know, why are we doing this here online? It's like our what's his name from Malta, Aiden, when Aiden got withdrawn.
Yeah.
And it's like you broke the rules and now you're gonna act like this. I have a thing about that. But yeah.
But Laura didn't win the wild card. She did not win it.
Marta Wada won with the song Tansteinville. So hey.
It's like girly and poppy and belty. It's fun, but like when it comes to like the wild card pile and furthermore the reject pile in Eesti Laul, pure entertainment, you guys. Like if you like to just sit through random stuff.
I mean, yeah. There was some interesting choices on that. But hey, I'm happy we got a song in Estonian because I love the Estonian language. I'm always a fan of hearing more Estonian.
Always more Estonian than less. We say that every year and we'll continue to say it forever.
Again, Estonia, Finland are like the two countries where I'm like, it should be illegal for you guys to send songs in English. I'm just saying. Like, those are the two I want more. And
therefore, Jezebel broke the law.
Don't remind me. Anyways, yeah. I don't really have much more to say, but Eesti Laul should be an interesting show.
I definitely still have my favorites in Eesti Laul.
Yeah, this isn't interrupting Minimal Win sitting at the top with Armageddon. That's not moving.
Yeah, for me either. I mean, Elisa, I also listen to pretty regularly, but that's just me loving Elisa. So
I'm a little disappointed by Elisa's song this year.
Well, like, I mean, she's still doing nothing, which is like reliably her.
It's like she's trying too much. I feel like this time.
It doesn't have that effortlessness.
Exactly. And it's like, oh girl, how you fallen? And I say that as like she's improved. But like it's just like I like Elisa because it's like I can just enjoy my mindless girl bop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I don't say mindless as an insult. I say it as like nothing but a compliment. Because sometimes it's all you need.
Yeah. Here she's trying to connect, but there's a disconnect.
Yeah. So there we go.
So thank you, Estonia.
Why am I doing with this? It's like you're right behind my camera today, Peter. Hello. Peter Hadich says, OMG or Armageddon is so good. Agreed. Heavy agreed.
It could be, in my opinion, one of the best songs Estonia had ever sent to the contest if they go through with it.
Yeah, they should go through with it because I said so. But we'll see what happens. I'll probably choose, I don't know, what's something in the national final. That's like Uku version or Uku level. Nothing this year is that bad, I don't think.
Uku level. I hope not. I mean, because Uku level is probably that is like the doldrums of quality. I'm sorry.
But
that Eurovision's ever seen
twice. Okay, let's go ahead and go on to Lithuania. They had their selection for semifinal. This is a marathon to get through. We're not going to go heavily in depth here, But we do have 2 songs moving on, which are I think it's Enianya with Running Out of Time, and then Juste Bara. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at pronouncing Lithuanian. I'm so bad at it. Juste Bara Dulinaite with Tired. I agree with both of these. I'm not gonna lie. Like, these are the 2 I would send through as well.
Okay.
I think Running Out of Time, it's better than I was expecting. It needs a little bit of tweaking. It's clear that they're kind of going for like a mild, like trying to capture lightning in a bottle twice vibe, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because this is giving party, but it's giving a different kind of party than Luke Tuck did. Where Luke Tuck was more slick and polished, like a subtle party. This is more of a like, yeah, we're having a good time vibe.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like Look Talk was just like a club lounge kind of jam party, whereas this is like more so a house party or like a whiskey commercial.
Yeah.
It has that like Jim Beam whiskey kind of like commercial feel to it. But I mean, I enjoy it. It is very, I mean, it's stompy, it's stompy, it's soulful. It has a good performance value quality to it. But it is very unusual. Like, I would not imagine that Lithuania would choose this to send through to the final, but I'm not mad at it.
And like with Tired, I like the fact that it kind of has almost like, it has like this, I'm not gonna, it sounds weird, but it says tiredness to it, but not in a way that's like, oh, the singer isn't putting effort in. It's just like the way it's like an exasperated, I'm done quality that's happening both lyrically and performance wise. I find to be really enjoyable, and I think that the performance Yuste's putting on encapsulates that beautifully.
Yeah, I agree. I just wish she were styled not like she were just going into IKEA for lunch, but
yeah,
like that I think is really the only complete setback. The song itself, storytelling is very good. The melody is easy to follow, and I thought it would be really hard to stand out because this Heat specifically was very soft. It was very stripped back, acoustic, guitar forward, and just overall more sad than I typically would see for a Lithuanian Heat. So the fact that this stood out among that whole camp of folks should show that it has that Lithuanian competitive edge, because occasionally they do go into ballad mode and it does sound pretty good.
Yeah, and we'll see what ends up occurring here. But how would you have changed your styling? Because I agree the styling was not right.
Well, I don't think I like the masculine in her styling. I really enjoy that. I don't think you need to put her in like a gown. I don't think she needs big sparkle or anything like that. But just I think it was just the tracksuit combined with like the glasses and earrings that kind of gave me Spanish teacher moving into like IKEA for lunch kind of that is kind of where my head went. So I don't know. You're the one who knows style and knows clothing better than I do. I just know that it didn't fit for me how I would have liked to see the performance.
I mean, I hate seeing a tracksuit or anything tracksuit adjacent on a stage, period. It just comes off to me like, oh, so what's happening here? Like, we're just going to show up and go out. It's like, it makes me think of like Eurovision during the 2000s when just people were showing up in like t-shirt and jeans. And it's like, what are we doing?
It's like,
why are we dressed like this?
Yeah.
Like, did you not have clothes? Are you just going to show up and wear what you wore during rehearsals?
Yeah.
Honestly, I can talk about how bad the clothing was in 2000 Eurovision for days. It's something I'm very passionate about. And even by the standard of the time, I guess it's just like, I remember living through that period. Our musicians over on this side of the ocean were dressed.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, then again, I mean, like, yeah, Eurovision just you can pick out a bunch of performances where they literally just walked on looking like they had come off rehearsals, and who knows, we might write an article about that at some point. That'd be a fun thing to talk about. Yeah.
Dima Balan. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I mean, we could say that all we want at this point. Russia's no longer here, so
we don't have to dwell on it. Like, what?
That's all you need to know, everyone. Dima belongs.
Don't get me started, please. Please do not get me started. And that's part of why 2009 was such a dramatic improvement for me, because people were like actually wearing outfits all of a sudden. Right. So let's go ahead and I guess we'll hit on. Oh my goodness. We'll go ahead and we'll hit on Croatia, because we got the songs for Dora.
Yeah.
I love the fact that, you know, we had 2 disqualifications at Dora this year, and
hilarious.
Neither one of them provided us with a song as good as their disqualification they had last year did. I don't feel like reading this whole list. Let's be 100% honest. What is like a song? We'll go over kind of songs that stood out to us. Do you want to start with your first one?
Let's do it. Okay, so the first song that really stood out to me, just because it was just so unusual but fun, was Laura Koyapieva with NPC.
That one I was just like,
it's just pure fun. It's just pure fun.
Yeah. I think some people were being a little too harsh on Dora this year. To me, it was just a standard listening to Dora experience, where there were highlights, there were lowlights, there were things that were like, okay, I guess we're doing that now. So yeah.
Would you consider NPC random, essentially?
Yeah, it kind of felt a little like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing right now. Yeah.
I don't think it deserves criticism, because it is simple, it is silly, it's there for fun. So like there are some songs that warrant criticism, and that's because they're trying to be taken seriously, therefore approach it that way. But this, what I feel is just it's just there because it's fun, and it breaks up a lot of the drama, because there's quite a bit of drama in this year's Dora.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think like how I feel. I didn't have an issue with that. Like honestly, when I was sitting there listening through to all of the songs competing, I don't think there was really anything that made me go, what is this? You know, there was one song that made me go, are we really doing this right now? And that's it. And that was one of them. NPC was not one of them.
All right. Which one are you highlighting?
I want to talk about Bye Bye Bye, actually, to start off.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. It was kind of giving me like early 2000s girl banger. You know what I mean? I'm trying to pull this up so I can see better, but oh well.
It doesn't quite hit for me melodically or lyrically, but I do kind of feel like there is some space for it to grow. I think I need to sit with it a little bit longer, because it's not dead in the water to me. There's a different sound for that completely.
Yeah. It just made me think of, What
was that?
My mic. I hit my mic. 1 second.
No, I mean, we can hear you for what it is.
Okay, 1 second here.
All right, so it looks like I'm going to be holding it down for a second, you guys. Bye Bye Bye. She did mention that one. I don't really know how I feel about it. I'm going to sit with it a little bit longer, because I do know that she's not the only one with that opinion. Another one that I would highlight. It's such a long list, you guys. I can't believe, like, how do we sit through this? But as long as she's gone, I will also highlight Irma's Enigma. So it's a big dramatic Croatian ballad. It has a nice hook to it, like the or however that goes. Sounds really nice to me. It's big theatrical. The music video was really interesting. And do I think that Croatia, after Baby Lasagna, after Rim Tim Tagidim, is going for big dramatic female ballad? No, I don't think so at all. But it's okay, because Lili's not here to tell me to stop talking about it, because I love a big female ballad, as you guys probably remember from just my taste. So yeah, that is Irma's Ginem. Or no, that's the hook in the song. No. Enigma. Ha 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 ha. So that is one that I would like to highlight. And she can jump in when she needs to, but I will also highlight IVXN's Monopole. Whew! Dang, you guys. So from what I understand, Monopole is a song that it's about Jesus. It's about Jesus Christ, as far as what I understand, but it's like a club banger dedication. And in listening to the song, it does definitely harken back. It gives me signals of Croatia's 1999 or 1998 entry, Maria Magdalena by Doris Dragovic, which also had context of a religious figure being put into kind of like a dancey, upbeat song, great for the club. So if we're taking it back all the way to 98, which I believe was 26 years ago at that point,
Oh
then
my
it's a good
gosh.
testament to play. Welcome back.
98. I heard that. I don't know. I also heard Club Banger about Jesus. And I went, well, Maria Magdalena was a banger. Who are we to judge? What Croatia does.
Yeah, I was talking about Monopole. IVXN, I believe is how you pronounce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, IVXN is how I'm pronouncing it now. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it,
I
but
was saying
Monopole.
Ivan.
Oh, is it?
I don't know, but that's what I was saying.
Then it
I'm
very well
probably
might
wrong.
be.
Or
Very well
Ivan.
might be.
I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah,
like,
I was telling them how it definitely reminds you of Maria Magdalena because it's about a religious figure, but it's a club banger from Croatia. And
yeah.
that is very warm to me. I also just like while you were gone, I just kind of like force fed them my obsessions with some of these
I heard
songs.
you the whole time. I was just playing with my microphone. So
And yeah, the ballad, the female ballad. So that's where we touched on.
honestly, I'm not gonna like what was it, Inama? Enigma by Inama or Irma.
Irma.
I like that one. I was like,
Irama
okay.
is the man with the greasy hair from
Oh right, the one
Dora.
that looks like he needs a shower in Italy. I am sorry, Irma. I did not mean to mix you up with that man.
Well, yeah, big dramatic ballad. I'm always
Yeah.
here for that. Period.
Yeah, I think it's not a bad lineup. I need to sit with the songs a little bit longer, but I don't hate things here.
Is there another one that you wanted to highlight?
Not really. I think you hit on the high points.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk about the one that I hated. I don't want to bring that kind of bad energy into this at all.
I have two more that I would like to highlight, if that's okay.
Okay, of course.
So, another one I would like to highlight is Nipple People's Knock. Oh, it's just good. Like
it is good. It's just good. It is good.
It is very techy, very jumpy, very dancey. I don't know if it'd be great for the stage. That's the only thing. It is very digital radio kind of sound. I don't know how it's going to translate when we're in Dora, but as a song itself, it is good. Good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. I think that like everything, it's not a bad selection. It's just like, it's not, I think people were just looking for a repeat of last year. But even last year, there was just like one song that stood out to everybody.
That is a fatal flaw. If any country tries to do a repeat of what happened last year, that is typically a fatal flaw.
Yeah. Like that, it comes off as desperate to me. And like,
yeah, I could definitely see how you pick up on that. Yeah.
And it's like everyone can tell what you're doing, babe. You know. Yeah.
I mean, like you could definitely see cases of that in national selections happen all the time, and in Eurovision it happens as well. Kind of like I hate to say this because this is a good comparison. So like this is a way that it translated well, but it's still what we're talking about. Fuego into replay, you know?
Yeah.
It just followed the motif a little too hard, where it did cool off from the signature that was that impact. So it didn't stick the way that they were intending it to.
I'd agree with that statement completely. I don't know. Cyprus always just has been feeling a little bit like that's the world they want to live in.
Yeah, Eleni brainwashed them completely. But you know what? What am I saying?
Even last year,
we had two Australians so far.
Hey, they've got a Cypriot this year, so hey.
They're gonna dress them in white, surround them with fire.
Of course. And then Peter Hadich says, Dora was way worse in 2022. This is now very solid. Agreed.
We got Mia Dimshich. Excuse me. Excuse me. How many times are we gonna gloss over that? How many times are we just not gonna talk about Mia Dimšić? That was one of the best things Croatia's ever done. Defend her to this day, and I know you never cared. I know you never cared. But it's
All
not
right.
about that. This is about me.
It is about you.
Yeah.
Now
Anyways, that's my defense of 22.
We've got 2 more national finals songs
Yeah.
releases to talk about.
Mhm.
Do we want to go with the neighbor first, and then we'll move on to the other one?
Let's go to the neighbor. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's talk about Greece. So Greece is bringing back their national final. Apparently, it's called Ethnikos Telikos. I didn't know they had a name for the national final until right before stream started. Anyways, we've got competing acts. You want to take that?
Yeah. So, you guys, the acts that we have competing in the Greek national final, 12 songs. We have Andy Nicholas with Lost My Way. We have Barbs singing Sirens. We have Dynamis with the song Odyssey. We have Evangelia with the song Vale. Georgina Calais and John Vlasaros with the song High Road. Claudia with Asteromata. Konstantinos Christoforou and Kostas Karafotis with the song Paradisos. Kostas Ayeris with Yimu. Nafsika Yavrilaki with Unhurt Me. Ricky singing the song Elevator Up and Down. Thanos Lambru with Free Love. And Xanovaksan with Play It. So all of the songs are currently out on YouTube to be able to be listened to, but as far as I understand, are not on streaming yet.
Yeah.
And
Which is, I wish they were on streaming.
I know it's criminal that they're not. It's truly criminal.
It's just one of those things where it's like I would love to be able to stream these and listen to them and have a little party.
Sit with them and stew with them and build a relationship with them.
It's that, and just the fact that that's what I do all day at work, because I listen to music while I'm doing my job. Honestly, it wasn't a bad selection. There were some good things coming out of Greece.
We don't have any recent Greek national selections to compare this to. Ethnikos Telikos is the first time in God knows how long that Greece is hosting a national selection. It was definitely before I started watching national selections that they last had one that was televised. Yeah. So this is very interesting. Also, I like how there are like significant good songs. There are very Greek forward, culturally heavy songs, and then there are just bad national final songs. Like it is just I love the fact
the whole
that
gambit of emotions
that we need and love out of a national selection. So what are the highlights for you?
For me, I'm going to start with one of those Greek sounding songs. I just like a song that sounds Greek. I'm not going to lie. I hear that sound and I go, yes, Greece. And like, I don't know if we can blame it on 3rd grade and our Greek day at school, but we can pretend to blame it on 3rd grade. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say Paradios or Paradisos. It's so good.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good.
It's excellent. I have nothing to say but praises. I just I like that sound a lot. I am hearing that sound. And I like the way the voices blend together on the chorus. So solid, so good. I again can sing praises for that one.
Exactly. You could taste the Mediterranean sea breeze when you listen to this song. It's just so authentically Greek. It even kind of just the way my mind goes when I listen to the song, I picture that this is the kind of song that could have been performed around a fire by just like a family at multiple points in Greece's history. There's a timelessness to this song. There is a warmth and a cultural familiarity that Greece is, I think, too scared to send. They're too scared to show this part of themselves, but I really, really respect it. There's a lot of stuff I respect in this song.
Are they too scared, or are they worried they're going to get burned again? Because the last time they said something like this.
Well, I mean, they pulled the rug from under the budget the last time they did that, and so instead of big Greek epic storytelling masterpiece that could have won the contest, you know what we got? Blue Hand.
Yeah.
That was one of the worst decisions ever. But I think it's both. I think you are right in that they are too scared of being burned as well.
Can you guys hear my dog snoring?
I cannot, but
Okay,
that's
he
because
is
my
snoring
feed is
so
very quiet,
loud.
so I'm gonna need to turn it up anyways.
I'm
There we
sorry.
go.
I'm just like, he's like snoring under my table, super loud. Just like, come on, babe. What are we doing
Mhm.
here? Anyways, yeah, no, I adore that one. What's another one what's a one for you that you wanted to bring up?
I'll highlight Claudia's Asteromata. Ooh, another just high quality Greek heavy type of song that you wouldn't get in any other national selection, but this one has modern production. It has a modern structure in comparison to the song that you brought up, Paradisos.
Mm-hmm.
And it's female forward. It's very big, dramatic female ballad with an incredibly ethnic kind of spin to it. That is the kind of thing that you need to do to get me to allocate you as my favorite, essentially. So yeah, I thought that this is in the running for me to find it to be a favorite by the time the show starts. That's what I think.
Okay. No, I would agree with that. I heard, I was like, oh, Jordan likes this one. I know it. Like, it was just one of those. It's good though. I do like an ethnic ballad.
Mhm,
That's female forward too.
mhm,
I'm just like, that's not my kryptonite. My kryptonite is a very specific sound that we don't really get very often.
mhm.
So yeah, that's like, I would agree completely with that statement. It's very enjoyable. Um, I wouldn't be angry if it went to Eurovision.
I
I
wouldn't be
completely
angry
am.
either.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of another one.
Because I don't think we're going to get very many ballads this year at all. Just the kind of the feeling that I'm sensing from the national selections. I feel like we're going in for a very dancey year, despite those two songs that we have now.
Okay. I don't know. Should we bring? I guess I'll highlight Ballet by Evangelia because a lot of people
Okay,
are talking about it.
before we talk about
Um,
the qualities, why the hesitation?
I my hesitation is just like, I enjoy this. I think it's a better version of this kind of, what is the word I'm looking for? World Cup.
Football.
Yeah, World Cup football anthem. I
Mhm.
think it's a better version of that than what we got from Carnival. If I'm not gonna lie,
T.
it
Okay.
doesn't feel as by the numbers as that. But
Mhm.
you always need like one of these upbeat party songs. It's cold. I had a snow day. It snowed twice this week. I had to go through snow twice, and it's supposed to snow again Monday. Like, I'm
Ew.
not a happy camper, and this was like a breath of warmth. This was like a hint that summer's on the way. Just stick it up and put up with the cold weather. It's been
Mhm.
so cold. It's been so cold. It's been below zero. Do you know what it's
Interesting.
like
This
for me?
Well, I mean, probably not great. I can't commiserate with that. We've had one of the warmest Januaries ever here, according to at least like California weather. But yeah, so I mean, this Evangelia was able to bring some of the summer heat,
Yeah.
right? Is what
So I appreciate her for that.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Maybe it's just that I've been freezing, but I like the fact that Evangelina was like, "Hey, don't give up hope yet. The sun is
Mhm.
on its way."
Thank you, Evangelia.
Yes. Sorry. What was one you wanted to talk about then?
Actually, just to touch back on Vale, this song it's almost exactly the same imprint that we were going to get from Carnival. I do
Mm-hmm.
see the rapid comparisons, and it's because there is an incredible amount of similarity between those two songs. So therefore, the football kind of sound, it has not quite given itself enough time to cool between these selections.
Yeah.
So I'm not really hooked onto it, I think, in the way that a lot of other folks are. And it's because I've already had that impact perceived. But Evangelia has been trying to go to Eurovision for also a very long time, similarly to Elvana. It's been a number of years. Uh, but this song,
What are
it's
we doing?
funny. It's funny how Greece won 20 years ago because with that instrumental break, with that bridge, all I'm seeing is an interpolation of how
Get down.
My Number One was received 20 years ago. So it does sound like she's trying to win Eurovision for Greece with this
Go see your
song,
mother. I'm
period.
sorry. I was listening to you, but as you could tell,
No,
I
it's
had
okay.
a special guest.
It's getting warmer. We're going to be dealing with animals more often, just their little chaotic personalities. So it is
No,
what it is.
I I never warmed up to Carnival, so I think that's why I'm more receptive to to Valet, then I think you might be. Sorry, he was about to knock something over. Yeah. But no, yeah, so that's where I'm at with that one. I don't know. I guess I'll bring up Odyssey next. Because
that song
kind
is
of a mess.
Random. It's so random. I love it.
But like, it's a mess in the way that I'm like, oh, I'm here for this kind. It's chaotic. I think I know what they wanted to do, which was ethnic club banger. But like, it comes off as a little bit disjointed. But it's like a messy, chaotic vibe that I'm like into, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So you guys, I grew up next to an oil refinery.
Oh my god.
Aside from the monthly shelter in place drills that we would have because coke dust would just be sprayed in the air for whatever reason, or toxic gas, whatever, there would be really heavy industrial type sounds that you would get just occasionally from that refinery, including the beat drop in this song. Odyssey is so it has such like a bizarrely almost out of place kind of drop to it that is almost kind of going in the direction of like 2010 flavored dubstep that I don't dislike. It is so strange. It's so weird. But if Greece sent this, it would be the funniest thing ever. Like, I don't know what to say.
I don't know if it would qualify, but it would be, it's so chaotic and bizarre. And I'm just like, every choice you made was like, felt random. And you came up with this, and it's just, I don't know what to say about it other than, why do I enjoy this? Why do I like this? I don't know.
And I mean, like, it feels like a complete piece too, because when they tie it in the end with the Greek lines, it just feels like, oh, okay. Like, despite this being a mess, I feel like we achieved the end of something. It's very, it's very sagacious, I guess you could say, like the Odyssey.
I mean, that's a very okay. Why not? I haven't read that since like 5th grade. All right, so comment from Peter Hadich, who says Greece's national final, 7 songs which I love / enjoy, and 5 songs I hate. Nothing in between.
Yeah, there's a couple of really bad ones. There's a couple of ones that are in here that are just like, this is a bad national final song. Indistinct country, indistinct type of artist. Like, this is just a bad national final song. There are a number.
Like, what country did this? Who wrote this? Was it a Swede?
Like, there's like a pinch in here that feels Danish like quality.
Oh yeah, there's some real.
I clock you. You can't escape it.
Melody Grand Prix.
Yeah,
really hanging out in there. Yeah.
But for this being their first national final in the amount of countable years, and they have this much quality, very respectable.
Yeah, no, for real. I guess we'll talk about Malta because I've got thoughts. I have thoughts about Malta.
So, Malta, everyone.
I'm not gonna. It's 20 songs. We're not gonna sit here and name every single one of them.
No. We'll definitely talk about the impactful ones, though.
I mean, we started off the stream talking about the most impactful one, which I heard that line and I went, okay, I guess this is what we're doing today. Would she have to? No, she wouldn't have to change it.
By technicality, I don't think she would have to change it. But if we're trying to make like sensitive people happy, then there wouldn't be that change.
Sorry, because we are talking about the song, and I didn't see that Mario winning son.
It's just like, oh wow, there's a little bag of candy on my desk. Oh, Mariana dropped that over just to let you know that like you can take it with her. And you're like, oh, Mariana, thank you. You're in a different department, like on the other side of the office, but I'm glad to know I can trust you.
Okay, Mariana Conte is giving the girl in the office who likes the gays a little too much.
I agree, Aria. I agree.
Every single office has one of those ladies. Every single one of them does. Yeah.
It's like she's the type to like message you like, hey, I'm stopping by like the Greek food joint on the way to lunch. Like, do you want anything? And it's like, hell yeah, I do.
Oh man,
yeah,
give me a
thank you for cluing me in.
Give me a souvlaki. Okay. Right? No, because that you mentioned Greek food, and I'm thinking about what are you doing? What were you messing with? No,
She's
you are
also
not
the
jumping
type to
on
be
me.
like, "Ooh, are your hands feeling dry? I have some nice lotion by my desk." You know, that
You
kind
know
of a
what?
thing.
I always have lotion at my desk. Let's not
Mhm.
judge.
No, I'm saying that as like a personal care kind of a thing that she would extend that to you. You
I
know,
always have lotion, and I always have painkillers and tummy ache stuff. Like
honestly,
I have like a little
put
vibe
together
at
a
my
little
desk.
checklist. I need to get like with
Oh
that because
yeah,
I'm working
I
at
have
a
like
desk now
a
too. So
bottle of
yeah.
ibuprofen. I've got a bottle of Tums, and I have because I don't get heartburn often, but when I do, it's bad. And like where my office is located, if I order food instead of bring food in from home, which like I normally do, I'm gonna be tempted to go with something that might hurt my tummy.
Mm.
Because we do have an Indo-Chinese restaurant near me.
Ooh,
We do have an
dang.
Indian restaurant near me. We've got 2 places for poke near me. Ramen. Oh gosh, pho. And it's been winter time, and you know what that means. I gotta pho it up. Got to pho it up. Um,
I can always go for fun. So good.
sorry. Um, yeah, yeah. Sorry. I'm just thinking about that insanity.
So
Right.
Mariana, you did that. You did that, girl.
I know it's so campy. It's so campy, and I'm
And it's actually competitive. If you look at how it's being received, like a lot of people are with it, including other people in national finals that are not in Malta, are really paying attention to this song. So if they send it, then it already has a bed to be received onto.
Here's the other thing with that. Is that happening just because remember we're in the Eurovision bubble? So we're gonna have some people we skew more heavily towards the kind of people that Mariana would be very nice to in the office.
That is true. We do have to account for the skew. Thank you for reminding me of that. Because sometimes we do end up in a Eurovision bubble, and what we think is going to go through just doesn't happen. And that happens more frequently than we should take pride in,
Like I
everyone.
don't necessarily think it's gonna win or lose, but it's like it's impactful.
Hmm.
And like the reaction I had listening to that was more or less just like okay, Malta, we're doing this today.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, but you know, we've talked about our girl for a while. Is there anyone else you wanna pop up and talk about?
I mean, yeah, I'm glad we have this much time left in the stream because I could talk about quite a number of these. I would like to also highlight Adria Twins' Admit Out.
Yes. Okay. No. 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 No.
It's so good. It's so good, and you know it.
It's like it's giving low key diva,
Mhm,
and like I love it. Like I was like, this is like yes, like
mhm, mhm.
yeah. No, I get it. I get it 100%. Um, yeah. I don't know
It's
what else to say besides like, come on.
I want Malta to continue to ride like the Maltese ballad wave of um Ramirez Iberas from Junior Eurovision because people did not imagine that he would do so well. He got fifth
Mhm.
with a
Yeah.
Maltese ballad in a pretty ballad heavy year. So I think they can ride that wave. I really like this song. It's well composed. The voices feed well together, being twins,
Hmm.
and just it works. It works as a piece in completion for me.
No, for real. And like the thing is like this, everyone in Malta can sing, so show it off.
Hmm.
Give me something with
Hmm.
crazy vocals and show that voice off.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I I agree with that sentiment 100%.
Gorgeous.
Um, I don't know because like the thing is, the thing I'm feeling here is a lot of these songs in Malta are giving Christian contemporary. Um, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Name one because I feel like I can name a couple.
Oh my gosh, Mark Anthony this year. What's his last name?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I
Mark
was like, oh
Solo.
yeah, I was like, come on, like, why are we? Okay, there's a few of them though. Let me see who else was on this list. I'm just trying to because my
I
notes didn't include
let
everybody.
really quick about Mark Anthony. He's been doing this for a number of years now, and his performance value has not really increased at all. I
No.
would like him to give more energy. I mean, I get it that these songs tend to have a lot of meaning to you. They're very dense lyrically, but you need to be able to translate that onto the stage. He has not done that over these past couple of years, so I do find that disappointing because his songs aren't always bad to me. Like Hideaway, I think is his best song.
You know what? There's actually a song in here I want to highlight in a good way. Cantera with La La Rata Teki La La Rata Kaboom. I really enjoyed that one. And I just saw who one of the songwriters is, and I'm shocked I like the song. One of the Debs wrote this.
One of the Debs wrote it?
Yes.
Okay, do talk about why you like this.
I like anything that has kind of like this, like...
Donkey Kong.
It doesn't sound like Donkey Kong. I like anything that kind of has like that kind of like accordion, drum, kind of almost, what's the word I'm looking for? Like street musician vibe. You know what I mean? Like it feels like I'm on vacation. It gives me like that kind of like it's world music. You know what I mean? Like I like that vibe and like to have it. And we haven't really seen that from Malta before.
You're right. We have not seen. Well, I mean, like there was like What If We or something that Kiara sang that kind of gave National Geographic, but that's the world music that we got from Malta from 16 years ago at this point. So
yeah,
if they do send this, it would be very different for their catalog. It would.
Yeah.
Do I think it would go to the final? Very potentially. It has a good hook to it. It has that kind of viral factor. Not viral, that's the wrong word. But it has that crowd engagement factor to it that Malta hasn't really done a ton of in these past couple years. But I think it could be done pretty well.
It's like they kind of did with the busker. But
yeah.
I don't know. Because I feel like at this point, Malta qualifying is their win.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm. I don't think this would do it for them. Like I don't like the song.
I don't think so either. I don't know what would make them qualify.
I'm not sure about that either. Okay, for what it's worth, I also do want to highlight Martina Borg's Yo Listen.
Okay.
That one, it has, I don't know, it's just really interesting. It has a very interesting melodic structure in the chorus, and it just feels very different. Like Malta, it seems like the kind of song only Malta would send, but at the same time, they've never sent anything like it.
I mean...
Very brassy.
It is very brassy. I'm trying to think, because it's like I recognize it, and I think it's one of the ones I enjoyed, but it wasn't one of the ones I wrote down, if that makes sense. And it's just, okay, yeah. I don't know. To me, the song is kind of a little junior, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I kind of pick up.
Like the harmonies on it. It very much makes me think of something from like, it's a bit dated. It kind of gives me a vibe of something we would have heard on the radio in the US in like the late 90s, early 2000s. Especially at the beginning. Like the beginning sounds like almost an interpolation of something I can't place my finger on.
Ooh, it's just kind of coming to me now, thinking about it. It kind of reminds me of like something written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Like it just has that kind of flavor to it in a way I can't really pick up.
No, it's making me think. Is it making me think of a British song? Maybe. Now this is gonna bother me. I'm gonna double check something real quick. You talk.
Okay. So yeah, Martina Borg, Yo Listen was that highlight. It's very interesting. I don't think Malta's ever sent anything like that. It would be interesting if they do. There's a couple in here that I feel like deserve some love, deserve some attention, like Festa by JVF. Look out, K-pop.
Honestly, it's not bad. It's better than I was expecting it to be. When I saw the list
given
of who was on it.
three people, given these three people.
I know. Okay, so Yo Listen was one of the ones I liked. I'm sorry, I was just double checking something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it came from like 99 though. somewhere around there.
Definitely 99. I can get with
Yeah.
that kind of sound.
Which is
It just
probably
has that
before this girl was
specific
born.
kind of brassiness. Oh yeah, she strikes me
Ugh.
as like maybe 20 years old.
I work with a 19-year-old. Do you know what that's like?
No, I don't, because I'm actually the youngest one in my office, like still. So.
Oh my gosh. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, you're 19. Oh my gosh. Like when he told me how old he was. And he's like, well, how old are you? You're like 20? I'm like, no. If I was 20, my reaction to hearing a 19-year-old would not be this shocked. Or better yet, because I have a new manager.
I mean, you look really youthful. You always have. So like that's just honoring that you'll take forever to age. Oh my gosh,
so I have so at my job, my manager was on vacation for like the first 2 weeks I was working there. And the first thing he says when we have our meeting is, how old are you? And I'm just like, I told him how old I was because I knew how old he was. Because the first thing he said was like, I'm 35. I know I look way older than I am. That's kind of what he said. And I was like, I'm the same. I'm about the same age as you. He's like, good, because trying to relate to a 20-year-old is like, what am I doing? I'm like, yeah, that's a great. I feel the same. Feel the same there. Manager also knows what Melody Festival is. So when I take off of work,
oh, for Melfest though, of all the ones
I would never take off of work for Melfest. No,
of all the ones he knows.
He has a Swedish mother, and he used to live in Norway.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Can he?
Yeah,
can he still like, speak the language
checks
and stuff?
out more now, right? Huh?
Can he speak the language and stuff still, or?
No, I don't think so. Maybe he can. He didn't speak Swedish to me or Norwegian. I'm just like, yeah, tack.
All right.
That's my knowledge of slut. There we go. I'm just exhausted. My knowledge of Swedish. Okay, so Diego Rodriguez has a comment here real quick, which is, Malta could qualify with Heaven Sent if performed well, though I think it will probably fall flat live.
Thank you for bringing that up, Diego. I actually did want to highlight the song. I almost forgot. Heaven Sent. It's very loud. It's a very loud song.
I don't know. Like, my thing is, like, when it comes to Norway, no, I say Norway. When it comes to Malta, we have to see how these things get staged. I feel like their staging's been pretty solid recently. But yeah.
With Heaven Sent, if it goes to Eurovision, it could go to the final, but I don't think it'll be overall as impactful as Malta would like it to be, just because it's so disco pastiche. There's nothing really artistically significant. Like, I don't feel like it's your Christy Spiteri song. You said Norway because it feels like an MGP song.
Yeah, it does.
This is an MGP song straight up, but it's good. I do listen to it. I do have it in my streaming like playlist. It's nice, but that's just because I've been turned on to disco as of the year 2021 when it was huge in Eurovision. So yeah.
I like a disco song. Do we need this?
It's very dated. It is dated all the while, too. It is pretty dated.
And if I'm going to go for something dated, I would rather go for Yo Listen, I think, because at least it's like a dated sound we haven't gotten a lot of.
That is true. Only Malta could send something like this. Heaven Sent could be sent by any country, especially Scandinavia, which is not the greatest compliment, in my opinion. But hey, I don't want to diminish your point, Diego. You could be onto something that we don't understand.
Oh, Lena Deb.
Okay, there we go.
Which is funny because she also wrote La 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 Ta Ta KK La 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 Ta Kaboom. Okay. I'm just looking at the songwriters, but she's the only Swede on this.
That's
the rest are all T's
impressive.
On Heaven Sent. 1, 2, yep. It has 4 songwriters. I'm just actually no. Maybe that person is Swedish. Who is this? I don't recognize this name. Now I'm investigating songwriters. Wait a second. Is that okay? I'm sorry. I'm looking at songwriters now because apparently Whistleblower, which I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah.
Tom from what is the name of that band? Kino is on that one.
Well, that explains. I'm sorry. I don't like Whistleblower.
Okay.
It's an awful song. It's terrible.
He's also a songwriter on Festa.
Oh, okay. A Mario Kart ass song.
Don't act like you don't love Festa.
I love Festa, but it's Mario Kart as like it.
Yeah, I'm just looking at songwriters.
It's just three like mid-30s people who've been to Eurovision who aren't taking anything seriously anymore.
They're just having a festa. What are you talking about?
Exactly. That's why I love them. I love them. Jessica, keep trying, girl.
Oh my gosh. Like I like it when people show up constantly. Where is this person?
It shows that the community supports them. They love them. That's always great to see.
No, who is this? Okay, I'm gonna guess that this is not the songwriter. Here we go. Okay, it's a German songwriter. So we have a Swede, a German, and 2 Maltese people, it looks like. Oh, no, we don't. I hit my mic again. Okay, so for Consent, the songwriters are Lena Deb, Tom Oler, who's splits his time between Switzerland and what's it called? And Germany. Christy herself, and then Dora. Not Dora. Taya is also on that one.
So Taya, the one who has like that really huge video game hit now.
Yeah.
Good job, Taya.
Yeah. Diego Rodriguez. So it's Taya.
Thank you, Diego.
Songwriter Heaven Sent. Yeah, I'm looking at the songwriter list. I'm like, I think if I'm right, Tom wrote.
Yeah, Heaven Sent is not bad. It is not bad at all. It's just I feel like it's too average as like to leave such an artistic impact.
I need to look up some song. I need to double check one more song. I'm looking at songwriters here and I'm like, ooh, let me look at more. I like playing that game of who wrote this. Because this is definitely a songwriter camp song. It has to be.
Oh, I'm looking at names. I would say more than half of these songs are songwriter camp vibes.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm just
more
saying
than half give that vibe squarely.
I don't know how I feel about songwriter camps. I mean, they have a purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They have a purpose, but it's just like I'm starting to get like to the point where I'm over songwriter songs, if that makes sense.
Completely.
I want to look at the writing credits on this song.
That's why Luxembourg.
Yep. Tom Oler was a songwriter on the code. That's what I thought.
All right. So they have a winning songwriter.
Yep.
Doesn't necessarily guarantee anything.
Yeah.
But there is that history.
Yeah. So, okay, this makes sense. This is starting to make sense with Malta. This combination of songwriters is making sense. I don't know. All of these are definitely songwriter camp songs. My issue is I feel like with songwriter camps, we kind of get in this rut of everything kind of sounding the same.
Yeah. And especially because with songwriter camp songs, you feel the lack of inspiration. You know? You feel the lack of integrity with artistic experience in the songs. You could tell that they were written at a circular table kind of a thing. And it does get exhausting, but that's why we love Malta.
Is this that girl's boyfriend? Hold on.
Like, what's another? I hate to say it, but even Marie Claire's song Wildflower, which is, I mean, I love Marie Claire. Last year, Fading was one of my favorite songs to come out of the season, but Wildflower, even though I like it, very songwriter camp. Like, ooh, girl,
I
let's
think.
let's pick it up. But I mean, it feels you definitely get more impact in the way that they try to write it more than DMGP songs because those feel hollow and then hollow. At least Malta, they try to sell it a little bit.
1 second. I'm investigating something.
But yeah,
Am I
like
right?
I do think I understand who the winner is going to be in Malta, but I'm not going to make any claims about that because I'm usually wrong nowadays.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got distracted. Yeah. Who do you think's gonna win in Malta? Because at this point, I
Um,
think it's like completely open.
I I honestly think Mariana's going to take it. That's just
Mariana.
my feeling. Like the shock
Malta does
factor,
like a.
Malta doesn't lean into that. They don't lean into that very often, but when they do,
Mhm.
here we go.
Are still gonna come second because, like, I mean, it's Malta. My thing is,
Hmm.
I feel like Malta's kind of on the conservative side. So is
Hmm.
that going to be a little too risque?
I don't think it's going to be. I feel like they're gonna bite it this year. I feel like they're gonna
Okay.
bite.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. We've kind of talked a lot about stuff today. Um,
Hmm.
Taper it off for next week. Next week, we have to talk about Luxembourg again.
We have to
And
talk
I'm
about
gonna let me.
Luxembourg next week. Yes.
Yeah. Because I'm marinated. I'm ready to discuss them because they're picking the song the week after next. But we've got a lot of
Mhm.
stuff going on because we are in the kind of chaotic. Everything's happening now, guys. I'm sorry we
Yeah,
made you
January,
wait.
February. It gets very heavy.
It's definitely that point of view. I'm just seeing what's coming up this week. What's
Hmm.
coming up this week? Where am I at?
So, I have the calendar here in front of me. So, coming tomorrow, we have the Moldovan artists from Etapa Națională who are going to be released.
I swear if I see that horrible man's name listed again, I'm gonna flip a table.
I think we are going to see him again. I think we are. I just have a feeling
Oh, it's the live
because he never
auditions are
gives up.
happening next week on the 18th.
Perfect.
Oh no, my schedule changes. Why can my schedule change this week? Oh, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it.
I'll try to watch it. I will try. I will attempt. Well, I mean,
I'm gonna
what day would
miss
that be
the
on?
live
It's in six
auditions.
days.
It's on the 18th. It's on Saturday.
Perfect. Yay. Okay, so I can see them. Yay. I'm sorry you're gonna miss them though,
Lucky.
because they're so fun.
I know. Okay, so we have the wild card songs for Ukraine coming out.
Mhm.
We'll know who's going to be competing in the Polish national final.
Yep, we are.
Oh, I'm looking forward to these. We'll get the artists for Norway and for Iceland this week.
Hmm.
The first half of the songs competing in Belgium as well.
Hmm.
Oh man, maybe I can get
And
off of work
Lithuanian
still. I'll
Heat
see if I can get
too.
off of work.
Oof. Next Saturday is gonna be
Mm,
so good.
No, because Friday's the first day I'm allowed to officially like request off of work.
Mm.
I might have to
Okay.
request off of work just to have Saturday. I'm gonna do that as soon as
Hey,
the stream is over. I would.
for what it's worth, I'm gonna be missing the 25th. So I mean, I'm gonna be
I
missing
mean,
Slovenia's release,
the
Lithuania
25th
Heat
is not.
3,
That's not.
Eurosong.
That's not Moldova's open.
I
Open
know. I
what?
know it's
I'm
not.
sorry, Moldova's
I'm
open.
I'm trying to make this seem like a fair bargain.
Nothing can compete with that. We don't have Belarus anymore. Nothing can compete with the absolute chaos that is Moldova's live auditions. Let's be 100% honest.
No, that is one of the star children of all national selections.
At my old job, like the place I was at for 8 years, I had those coworkers watching that live stream. Like, it was a slow day at work. We used to sit there and watch it together and just cackle. Like, it was so much fun. These people don't care about Eurovision. They just liked watching Moldova be messy.
Mm-hmm. And trust us, viewers, if you haven't seen it before, watch it once. You will love Moldova being messy.
Yes. I better see Tordell. Like,
oh my God, where is he? Get him back on. Get him back on the floor. We'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. No, that's what we want. We want Todor. Todor better be there.
Yeah, hot girl Todor.
Absolute legend. Yeah, so we'll have to take a look at that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you again for joining us, and we'll be back next week to talk about things. A lot of things apparently. Mm-hmm. And we'll see. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everyone cross your fingers, light a candle. Maybe I'll get off of work for Saturday.
We hope so.
All right, so thank you again for joining us. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.